Hello, Virtual Doll Convention, and welcome to our pre-convention activities. I'm Rachel, and I am so happy to have you here with me, with us today in our convention group. One of the most wonderful parts about the fact that we are having a convention right now and sharing in our collections and sharing information is just that. We get to share and we get to have fun. So thank you so much for being a part of this today. Right now, I am standing in one of my mom's doll rooms, and when I say one of them, she's got several of them, and I'm going to take you on a little tour of my mom's house and just show you some of my various favorite things in her collection. I know what my mom's favorite things are, and I love them too, but I also have a couple favorite things myself. So I'm going to be showing you some of the fun things. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Just a little background, I lived in this house my entire life, and then I moved out and into a condo that I just recently sold last year when I had the opportunity to come and live next door to my parents. My mom has Alzheimer's disease, and I recently shared that with the world a little under a year ago. And one of the things that has been really liberating is sharing that information with you and having a community, and also to let you know what's going on. And so it's been really great. I had the opportunity very late last year to buy the next door neighbor's house before it even went up for sale. And as soon as I saw this coming soon sign, I knocked on the door, and you guys, I knew I was going to buy the house before I even saw the inside because I just had to, and it worked. And so I have been here since late last year, and it has been such a blessing. It's been a blessing also for our virtual convention because we've been on quarantine, but I've been able to just walk next door and make content for our convention. So I would like to just extend to you a very warm welcome into our home. And it's really wonderful to just be here with you and to share some of the memories and show you the space. It almost feels like a sacred space because it's where I grew up. It's where we have all of our family traditions and dinners and things like that. My mom has always been very into family and into tradition and wanting to have gatherings and things like that throughout my entire life. So this has just always been a really special place. And I'm so excited that I get to just look out my window and I can see my home right next door and also help take care of my mom a lot during the week. So without further ado, thank you for being here with me, and I hope you guys enjoy some of my favorite things. So one of my favorite things in her collection is her Oscar hit Googly. And the reason why he's one of my favorites is because I will never forget how excited she was when she got him and when she found him. These Googlies are pretty darn rare. They're hard to find, and they are so special. Look at his funny little googly face. I'll show you his head right there. And they're made by, let me just show you right there. This says Virginia, Ginny for short, by Oscar Hit Germany. So it's a German doll, and they're just so cute. This one's probably, I don't know, about 12 inches tall and in a cute little outfit with a beret. But here's why he's really special and why my mom really loved him. Let me grab it real quick. It's just sitting right here. He came with this wonderful trousseau full of clothing, and he came with it. This wasn't, so she kept it all together. And I just remember just the moment that, and this happened a really long time ago, but somebody actually brought it into our doll shop. And I was very little when she bought it, but I remember. And right here, she had written right on it says, trunk and contents came with the Oscar Hit Ginny Googly. It's got a little dust on it, but I thought you guys would think that was pretty special and fun, and it's definitely one of my favorite things. Also, I just realized that she might be a girl. She's called Ginny on the back. So, but who knows? For some reason, and you know what? Little boys wore outfits like this, and because of the short hair, of course, a lot of little girls had short hair, especially like in the time of lice and stuff like that. But it could be a boy or a girl, whatever you want. But the name is Ginny. Ginny for Virginia. So I don't know, but I just wanted to add that real quick. And while we're on the googly topic, I could never not share this sweet little googly. Actually, she's pretty big. She's probably at least 15 inches tall. And this is a wonderful German googly made by Kestner, and she is a model 131. Googlies have always been one of my favorite things in any collection because they just have such a happy little face and a happy little presence. How can you not resist that watermelon mouth, those wonderful chubby cheeks, those big eyes that just beg for you to give them a hug? They are so sweet. And I know that googlies are, a lot of artists really love to make them too. So this has always been one of my absolute favorites, and I hope you like her too. I really love dolls as just an overarching love are dolls that are not white. I love dolls that are of all different nations and all different colors and all different ethnicities. I think they're just amazing. They're one of my favorite types of dolls for me. And this little brew has always been one of my absolute favorites that my mom has. This wonderful little brew in her original outfit, her original wig, and she's just so tiny. She's a little size 2. Look at her little boots, and look at her body. I think she is absolutely irresistible. Such a cute little doll, and just has such a wonderful personality. So she's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, so the next thing is not a doll, but I think you guys will love to see this. This used to be my playroom, and I used to love, let's see if we can get it with the light right there. We're up against the window, so it's a little hard, but this is a wonderful Carousel Horse that has been in the playroom since before I was born. And I think it is just wonderful. It's an antique. It's just beautiful. Look at this gorgeous horse. I just have such great memories of this horse, and just, I didn't ride him or anything, but he's just always been here, and he's missing an eyeball. We're gonna have to replace that someday, but look at that personality. It's just a wonderful, huge Carousel Horse. And then of course you can see the background of our little winter wonderland happening in Colorado right now. So there is my parents' yard. And then when we navigate right over, there's my yard. Now we're in her room, and this little armoire of treasures is just one of my favorite things. And I did not touch this or move out anything around to make it like a beautiful display for you guys to see, mainly because I can tell that she has moved it recently, which makes me feel really good, actually. When she got Alzheimer's, a lot of her passion and thirst and hunger for dolls kind of went away and was replaced with other things that she never used to like to do, like watch TV. And so when I can get her to smile and be interested in dolls, it's just one of the most wonderful things. And I can tell that she has rearranged this. So it's just kind of nice. And it is full of some of her most wonderful treasures. My favorite treasure in the whole case, I'll show you guys couple of the cloth dolls up here. You can see how much she just loved her cloth dolls. But one of my most favorite treasures in the case is this wonderful Voland Raggedy Andy. These supersized Raggedy Andys are so incredibly rare. They are absolutely wonderful. You guys have seen me talk and show this Andy in other presentations before. He is just in fabulous condition. I really hope to find an Anne for him someday, and I just think he's just absolutely marvelous. Definitely one of my highlights of all time of her collection. I just adore him. But there's also a lot of really wonderful dolls in here that just have a lot of personality, and she got them all over, you guys. She just, you can just tell, you know, how much how much love went into amassing and finding all of these things that just have so much personality. I haven't moved anything, and I'm not going to move anything for this video just because this is how she has it. And this has always been one of her favorite teddy bears. And I didn't take the note off of his chest because that's her note. And it says on the cover of Margaret Mandel's book, Volume 2. And it's her best loved teddy. Such a sweet teddy. Let me see if I can show you guys the button right there. It's always been one of her favorite teddy bears. And her good friend Margaret, who has since passed away, but was one of her really good friends, they used to chat bears all the time. And I remember them chatting bears and just always being such good friends. And when I was born, Margaret was actually the first person my mom called, and Margaret was always so proud of that. So that is one of her best loved teddies, and I just think he's so sweet. This is a really, really sweet Chameau. She's an early one. Should have fixed the wig a little bit, but she's a pretty girl. A lot of you guys have seen this wonderful crib, and this is one of my favorite things because I remember being in this crib and breaking out some of those little bars right there and actually breaking out of this crib to be a naughty little girl and escape from my bed. But this is the crib that I think my mom always knew that I was going to be in. When my parents got married, my mom already had a 3-year-old son, my older brother named Daryl. And so my dad didn't really want to have more kids until he felt my parents had enough money and had this and had that and had everything. And so he never got to that point. And so my mom, after them being married for like, I think 20 years, finally said, okay, we're having a second child. And so that they had me. And so my mom, she really wanted children for another child for a very long time. And so I know when she had me, it was just really fun for her. And I was born a couple days before Christmas, and she was just the most wonderful mom. And this is the crib that she had saved for me all those years. Let me see if I can pull it back so you guys can kind of see the crib right there, and you guys can see just some of the knotwork in the crib. If you attended, there was a convention years ago in Anaheim, and my mom brought this crib for her Christmas display all the way there, plus all of the other wonderful things. She loves Christmas, but I remember this crib, and I just think it's just one of my favorite things now because I just have so many good memories. And then of course, the Rosemary Volpe Santas, the most beautiful Santas. And behind the Santa, you can see all of the snow we are having right there. We put some paper in the window just to help with the sun that kind of comes in. And the Santas are just wonderful. I'll show you the one we have downstairs, but I remember the day that my mom bought these Santas when we went over to Rosemary's house, and she brought them out, and my mom was just so thrilled. They're almost 6 feet tall, and they're so incredibly realistic and wonderful. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing them. Okay, now we've navigated downstairs, and here is the other Santa. But first, I'm just gonna show you real quick her pug, Holly Bell. Holly Bell, are you at the virtual convention? Are you at the virtual convention? My mom has always loved pugs. And this is Holly Bell, her prized pug. But anyway, here's the wonderful Rosemary Volpe Santa number 2. And it was really great. Around Christmas time, I always share these Santas. And one of Rosemary Volpe's friends actually sent the post to Rosemary. And then Rosemary called me just to let me know what a wonderful friend my mom had been to her over the years and how much she enjoyed making these Santas. Rosemary does not make these Santas or much anymore, but she was just so happy to make these wonderful Santas for my mom. And for a long time she had them at the doll shop, but then she brought them home, and they are just such wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pieces. He's holding a sweet little wax doll, and then I just love right down here once we get a little lower, there's a wonderful little Raggedy Ann and a little teddy bear. And a fat little pug sitting right there on the couch. Holly's a sweetheart though. Holly Bell. Holly Bell, you say hi to the virtual convention. Cute. Well, for my Steiff lovers, I must show you her wonderful studio size reindeer. There are two of them. This is the kitchen right over here, and then you can see the reindeer are right over here in our dining room. These are wonderful because, again, the memories. I remember when she bid on these and won them, and they showed up at the doll shop, I think in a semi, and they're just huge. So you can see next to her armoire over here, just incredibly how big they are. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? I think my dad's been really patient over the years. He has always supported her in anything she wanted to do and to fill the house with all of her treasures. But and there's a lot of studio Steiff around here. But here's the other one. I love them. I think they're wonderful, especially if you just really like Christmas and you just like to have something really fun to display. The last thing we're gonna look at is the feather tree. I have such good memories of the feather tree because to fill this feather tree, my mom really had to go on a big hunt for a long time. And you guys, she went crazy. So I'm sure you guys have gone crazy before in your life when you just found something you really loved and you had to get it and get it all. And she went bananas filling this feather tree. So our last thing is going to be, I'm just going to show you some really close-ups of just the tree so you can see it. It's decorated in mostly all antique Dresden ornaments and antique garland and stuff like that. And it is just so beautiful and so fun. And it's also one of the biggest feather trees I have ever seen. It's probably about 10 feet tall, decorated completely all the way around. And I remember every day there was packages coming in, and if there was any kind of Christmas thing happening or there was ever going to be any antique ornaments for sale, she was on it and she would not stop until she got everything. So I hope you enjoy seeing the tree. Well, here she is. Of course, this is probably my mom's favorite thing and one of my favorite things in the house, the wonderful pug. If you guys are a pug lover, let me know. Of course, we love all animals, but we especially love these flat face little things. Yes, Holly Bell. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on a little tour of my favorite things. It's been really fun just to have this time together in this community and to just relax and meander through somebody else's world and somebody else's home. We're in a time right now where we really can't go to other people's homes to enjoy their collections, which is always such a wonderful thing to do when we can share and be in the same room with other people. But since we can't, it's really important that we continue to enjoy each other and to share in each other's collections. So if you feel called, please post in the comments one of the things that you loved about this tour, or post me a picture of one of your favorite things in your house. And I hope you guys especially just enjoy this convention, and I hope you have a wonderful time. And most of all, I hope we make a lot of really wonderful memories from this week and from our time together. So from my house to yours, thank you for my mom's house to yours. Thank you for joining me today. Bye, guys.